So Caliathletics is a Polish brand, and they're also known for the Caliathletics battles, which are very well organized events, and we went there twice. And today we are reviewing their line of parallettes, and of course you can see that these three over here, they are made of wood, and then you have two foam parallettes. So we will be discussing these in depth, and of course the foam one, it has a logo on the side which is very nice, and they have a icon on the side as well, which is like a sticker. Looks pretty cool in my opinion. And when it comes to the wooden ones, there are two differences in the logo. So this one is kind of lasered in, but on these two you actually have some wood sticking out, and it is like a 3D logo, which looks cool and also feels very nice. When it comes to the grip of the wood, it also feels very nice on the hands, a bit rough, and I think you'll have good grip. And when it comes to the foam ones, we are not the biggest fan of a foam grip, but we'll be checking them out later during the testing. And when it comes to the diameter, all of these are around 39 millimeters. These two are exactly, and this one actually, weirdly enough, is a little bit less. It's 37 millimeters, and the foam ones, they are 38. But of course, when you squeeze them, they become a little bit less. So first up are the wooden mini parallettes, and these we actually already checked out in our mini parallette comparison, so check that out. And one big problem that we found with these is that they're actually too close to the floor, so you will be hitting your knuckles or your thumb when you, for instance, are doing a handstand or other exercises. But other than that, these are actually great parallettes. They are very stable, they have a very nice grip on the hands, and also the anti-slip feet, they are actually ridiculously good. You can't really move them, honestly. Nice, they don't slip at all. And actually with this exercise I didn't really touch my knuckle yet. So actually, if they would just make these 1 or 2 centimeters higher, then you would never hit the floor with your knuckles or thumb, and then these would be amazing parallettes. So next up are the medium parallettes, and these are of course a little bit higher than the mini parallettes. So I think I like these very much. And when it comes to the grip, they are exactly the same length, and also the diameter is the same. Plus this one has exactly the same anti-slip feet, which are definitely nice. Of course they look a little bit more robust, but let's test them out. So these parallettes are actually super stable. When you are doing your exercise, you don't feel any wobble to the front or to the back. So as said, the grip of these parallettes are exactly the same, so they are very nice. And when it comes to the anti-slip feet, they are the same, but of course they are much bigger, so I'm not sure if they are working exactly the same, but actually they are. So they are super nice, and of course compared to the mini parallettes, these are quite a big jump in size, but because they're higher, I really like these parallettes a lot. So next up are the long parallettes, and these are exactly the same as the medium parallettes, except these are almost twice as long, which will make them more stable. But other than that, they're exactly the same, so I'm already curious which one out of the two I would choose, so let's test it out. And when it comes to the grip, these are actually also very nice. They are 2 millimeters thinner though, compared to the other ones, but you don't really notice it. And if you compare this one to the medium parallettes, they are actually much more stable. And actually the other one, the medium parallettes, they are not exactly compact either. And of course these are big, but if you're looking for a stable parallette, then these are actually great, and so far my favorite. So next up are the metal low parallettes, and of course these are not just made of metal, they also have a foam handle. And actually when it comes to lows, we think that lows are for the pros, because these are usually low to the ground, they have wide feet, and they're also very long, so this makes them the most stable option, which is best for the advanced exercises. But when it comes to foam, actually we think that foam is more for beginners because it's more comfortable, but actually it gives you less security when you are doing the advanced exercises. So in this option, actually this is a bit weird. And other than that, when it comes to these, they have anti-slip feet, which actually come off very easily. So let's test out a wide handstand to check out whether they come off. Actually, they don't seem to come off. So here I do see that it moved slightly, not as much as I thought they would. So that's not too bad. So now let's test out the narrow exercises. All right. Yeah, the foam just kind of, you can squeeze it and it feels less stable. But yeah, it's still comfortable, but I just prefer a more hard grip. And when you try to push it like this, it doesn't move. They're actually very good. And when you push it like this, they easily come off. I still didn't notice much during the wide handstand, but wide exercises I would not per se recommend on these. And also it would be nice if Caliathletics just put some glue in here so that they are more sturdy. So actually the foam is comfortable when you're doing it like your basics. I would work towards not having foam and not needing it for your hands or your wrist, but it is definitely comfortable. So for that purpose, they are fine. So if you're trying to move them, it's still very difficult, and these are actually very stable because of course they're low parallettes, so that's nice. So basically we would like the low parallettes to not have foam on them and to just have a metal or a wooden grip instead, because these are just meant for the more advanced exercises. And when it comes to the anti-slip feet, they just come off too quickly, so we wouldn't recommend any wide exercises. So these definitely need some improvement if you want to do advanced stuff on these. So unlike the low parallettes, the high parallettes actually do make sense, because parallettes like these usually are meant for beginners, because you have more space for your legs for certain exercises, plus you can do some basic exercises like incline push-ups, or you can do some chair dips. So these parallettes do have the same anti-slip feet though, so I want to do a wide handstand, but of course these kind of parallettes are usually not made for that, but let's try it anyway. So the anti-slip feet didn't come off when I was doing the wide handstand, but if I do this, they do come off eventually. But of course, this kind of pressure with these kind of parallettes you would never get. So actually with these, I think the anti-slip feet are more than enough. But when it comes to narrow grip, these are definitely stable enough. Another big thing is that with these high parallettes, you have more space to go deeper on, for instance, your push-ups. So the combination of the height and the foam grip of these parallettes makes these great beginner parallettes. Before we conclude, we found out that 94% of our viewers don't actually subscribe. So subscribe so that we can make more and better reviews for you with more and more partners. So when it comes to the pricing, the mini parallettes, they are 49 euros. The medium parallettes, they are 54 euros. The long parallettes, they are 59 euros. And the low parallettes, they are 89 euros. And the high parallettes, they are 109 euros. And actually, when it comes to the mini parallettes, these are just too close to the floor. The medium parallettes though, they are actually very nice. They have great anti-slip feet. They feel very nice on the hands. The grip is very nice. And also they are super stable. But they are not exactly compact anymore, and since these are only 5 euros more, we would actually go for these because they are 2 times the size, which makes them very stable, and for the rest they're almost exactly the same, so we would go for these. And then the low parallettes, these we wouldn't actually recommend because low parallettes are meant for advanced exercises, but the foam is actually more meant for beginners, so in this one it doesn't really make sense. But when it comes to the high parallettes though, in this combination it is actually great for beginners because you can do beginner exercises and you have more space for your legs during your trainings. So in this case, it does make sense. So out of these 5 parallettes, the long parallettes are our overall favorites, and the high parallettes, they are great for beginners. And we can actually get you 10% off with our discount code CWW10. So click the links in the description or here, and then we'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.